Baseball is back, and at Team Toyota, savings and selection are back too. With tons of new Toyota SUVs, trucks, and hybrids to choose from, and with our lineup of over 200 certified used Toyotas, you can find the right fit for you and your budget. Plus, our service and collision centers are here to get you back in the game in no time. Visit one of our 3 locations in Princeton, Langhorne, or Glen Mills, or online at teamtoyota.net.
Welcome into Phillies Talk, presented by Team Toyota. I am McKercher, joined by yet another special guest. Today we have Brooke Destra on the pod, a regular on the pod, and was covering the Phils this weekend. And what a weekend it could have been for the Phillies. They had a sweep in their grasp, and as we sit down and record this after the game on Sunday, they cannot come up with the sweep of the Marlins, and it's a really bad. I mean this respectfully. That Marlins team, they're playing good baseball. They did not look good at all, and I think the Phillies had a strong opportunity to get a good, clean sweep, and they did not. So we'll start with the negative, Brookie. This bullpen right now has the second worst ERA in all of baseball, and Ryan Kirkering, who's looked good. He's had 2 bad outings today and in Atlanta, but the confidence is there from Rob Thompson. The confidence is there in Jesus Luzardo, who we'll get to, who is fantastic again. But when it comes down to it, this bullpen has been struggling. Yeah,
it's just been one of those games where I don't necessarily think it was one where Miami won. I think it's the Phillies lost. And like you said, the big part of that is the bullpen, and something that has been such a significant success point for the Phillies, the past 2 years, to come in and there be so much uncertainty with so many arms this early in the season. Again, I'm not going to be a hypocrite and continue pushing that it's only April. There's no reason to stress and then sit here and stress. I understand that there's so much faith in all of the arms in the bullpen, but I'm also sitting here after games like this and going, why didn't they sign Jeff Hoffman again in the offseason? So that's kind of where I'm at. Again, it's April. I'm not going to hit the panic button. 22 games. They've only have one more loss through 22 games than they did last season. No need to stress, no need to panic. But yeah, the bullpen has been
has been correct. And obviously we'll get to the other 2 games this weekend, but obviously Saturday too, Jordan Romano allows 6 earned runs in what Rob Thompson wanted a low leverage situation, and all of a sudden he allows 6 earned runs.
Yeah, my biggest concern with that is he said he felt great.
Yeah.
He said he felt really good. Which
I was talking to some friends last night. I really hope he didn't get on social media last night.
Yeah, it was bad.
On Saturday, because I you do feel for him, because it does. I mean, he was hitting 100, fine, great and dandy, but he was executing his pitches, but those pitches were strikes and straight down the middle of the plate, and the Marlins made him pay. Thank goodness we have Jose Alvarado.
Yeah, 100-mile-per-hour meatballs are still meatballs.
Correct.
Right over the center of the plate.
And Jordan, and like you said, Jordan kind of came on there and was like, hey, I felt great. It was the best he felt all year. He got 5 days rest. Rob Thompson hinted on that after the game on Saturday too, that, the rest definitely helped the velocity and executing pitches. But again, it wasn't executed. And I know this whole thing with maybe he was tipping. I don't know. The Marlins were super aggressive all weekend. Yeah. They came out firing on counts that you wouldn't expect, swings. They were a lot of first pitch swings. Cole Hamels mentioned that today in the broadcast, but and I guess we can transition to that now too. Maybe this bullpen, Ryan Kirkering hinted on it after Sunday's game. They were kind of lackadaisical in a good way. Those were his words last season, because these starting pitchers were going deep into games. There's a lot of complete games, and the bullpen could kind of sit back on their feet. Now they're getting used a lot more this year because Rob Thompson is saving these arms for when it matters the most. Today was a perfect example with Jesus Luzardo. Yeah. We just talked before the show that I think he could have went out there for the 8th, maybe at least got out 1 out. He was only at 88 pitches, but then you look back at the bigger picture, it is only April. Everything is fine.
Yeah, Rob did say following the game, he's like, I'm also looking at the players' health, and obviously Luzardo's, not coming off of healthy 2 previous seasons. So, longevity is the goal for the entire pitching staff, the starting rotation, the bullpen. However, you can sit here and play the what if game. What if he went out in the 8th and got just one guy out in the 8th inning? Pitch count doesn't even need to, touch 100 pitches. Then it's a different situation, because lost in all of this is how shut down Jose Alvarado's top of the 9th was. And it was one of those outings from a pitcher where I watched the top of the 9th and I said, oh, they're rallying. They're going to win this game because of the shutdown performance that Alvarado had. So as much as, we're talking about all of these concerns, and I know that there's been a handful of games where even Alvarado has been shaky, to say the least, and struggling to find the zone. Today he was shut down, and to the point where I thought that was going to, ignite the first walk-off of the year. But alas, here we are.
Which you and I were talking. You were at the ballpark. I was here at the office. There's runners on first and second. Obviously, Bryce walked to get onto first, but then you have Bryce, Schwarber, Castellanos. We were like getting ready for the walk-off graphic, and the Phillies didn't come through. But I don't think the offense is the problem. There is an underlying problem with the offense that we'll get to in a little bit, because maybe they are. We can talk about it right now.
Sure.
This weekend was fantastic. There was two main takeaways from this weekend. Starting pitching continues to shine. Taijuan Walker obviously had his little issue on Saturday with the shoulder soreness, but that was because the offense was running and cooking, and he was sitting down for way too long.
Extended periods of time. Yeah.
The box score yesterday was one of the most beautiful box scores that I've seen the Phillies offense have in a very long time.
Yes.
So, but then you look at these things, and now, that's the point though. Like, this offense has been clicking. It's been, to start the season, it was kind of that, all right, they're not getting going until the 6th or 7th inning.
Yeah, when the starters are out.
Right.
And now it's flip-flopped.
Completely.
It's just been, a nice breath of fresh air to see them being so aggressive and attack early on. But then, that first time through the lineup, and then you start going that second swing, and it capsizes pretty quickly. So, big flip-flop.
Yeah. And I think, sorry, I'm dying. We're both also, side note, we're both kind of.
The pollen has
my
hit.
allergies are
and
terrible.
It's been rough.
Yeah, I can't really breathe right now. Excuse me. But so we look at it. Post-game ran a graphic. I pulled up right here. So on Thursday, in the series finale against the Giants, 5 runs and 5 hits in the first inning. On Friday, 6 runs, 4 hits in the first and second innings. Saturday, 7 runs, 6 hits in the third and fourth inning. And then Sunday, 3 runs and 4 hits in the first. So we've been clamoring for this offense to get going just the way it did.
Yeah.
But then they've kind of taken their foot off the brakes. I think today was a perfect example that they took their foot off the gas. They're up 4-1. They're kind of cruising.
He said, got it.
Again, this Marlins team is not very good. And I think they kind of just cruised into it thinking, okay, the sweep's there. And now here we are. Not great.
Yeah. It's not great. It could be worse. I
still take away as the positive for the weekend.
Oh, yeah.
The offense clicking the way it is.
Series wins. They haven't lost a series at Citizens Bank Park since the end of July last season when they were swept by the Yankees.
Yep.
I think
it's
there's
11 straight.
11 straight.
Yep.
What did I say?
No, I think you said 11. I don't know.
Oh.
You might have said 11.
I think I did.
This is good.
If I didn't, I meant to.
Yep.
11 straight, they haven't lost. So there's a lot to take away from that. And if, we're sitting here debating bad losses in April, but you're still collecting series wins along the way, it's a win.
Yeah.
It's a win. We're going to be nitpicky because we have to be nitpicky, but it's really, it's not end all be all.
Yeah.
No one's hitting the panic button, though, a couple flags are being raised, just a little about the bullpen.
For sure. the bullpen ERA is what, 5.8 right now.
It's gross.
It's the second worst. The Nationals have the worst right now. They have a 7 ERA, but yeah, I don't know. And it was funny because I don't know if go check out Post Game Live from Sunday on our YouTube channel. Michael opened up the show with being like, in typical Michael Barkin, love the guy. We both love the guy, but typical of like, well, this game, if they want to win the division, And if they want to make the playoffs, this game could come back. This is a game that you kind of had to have. And there's points where,
Sure.
people are going to be like, that's a little crazy. But then there's points where I'm like, he's right. This is a game that you should have won on Sunday. And they didn't. And the bullpen needs to get it together a little bit. But I mean, again, so we can talk positives now. Saturday, it did get a little scary just because of Jordan Romano. But I mean, you look at this box score: 3 for 5 for Bryson Stott, 4 for 5 for Trey Turner, all with RBIs. The top 7 guys. Yeah, the top 6 guys all had RBIs. Johan Rojas has been swinging the bat, and that's kind of what the point I want to get to here. Yeah. It's good to see. Obviously, Brandon Marsh goes in the IL before Sunday's game. They're calling it a hamstring. I think it was his knee, but
initially, so Rob kind of clarified this pregame where they initially thought it was the knee, but it's the muscle on the backside of it where it kind of trickles up to the hamstring. So he said it's very similar to the same hamstring issue that Kyle Schwarber and Bryce Harper had last year. He said it's as minor as a situation as it can be. The reason he went to the 10-day IL is because he wasn't necessarily getting worse, but he also wasn't progressing. So in that time frame, they figure, don't put stress on getting back to it if you can't run at 100%. He's going to travel. Marsh is going to travel with the team on this upcoming road trip, and then he'll go to Lehigh for a stint, which is actually, I think, a blessing in disguise. Get him some at-bats in Lehigh, kind of build that confidence up. So when he's back with the club, he's 100% and he's feeling better at the plate. But in the interim, you have Rojas, who is taking full advantage of the opportunity that he has.
And that's the thing. We were talking about it here at the office with Ricky. There's still points with Johan Rojas. Yes, he's swinging the bat, but the stolen base today, you have Bryce Harper on the end deck circle, Trey Turner's up to bat, and you decide to steal third. You have to get there.
Yeah, that was a
and
conquer.
He didn't.
Yeah.
So he's still making those like younger guy mistakes as like a young player. Still, and that's, you have to get there. That's maybe not his decision. Yeah. It could be Dusty's decision. It could be Rob's, whatever it is. But you have to get there, especially with these guys up, or coming up, I should say. But
he's also fast enough where if you get a good jump off of second and you see that they are going to throw, you can get back to second. It's one of those situations. But I also think a lot of that comes with getting reps. So, I mean, you can look back to the drop in Atlanta between
him and Sosa,
Rojas and Sosa, where when you're the center fielder, it's your field. You call it. For Sosa's first start ever in left field, Rojas needs to call that.
Yep.
It's one of those things, when you're not playing every single day, sometimes you are rusty.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't have a Sosa who comes out and does what he does every time he appears in the lineup, which should be more frequent, but I digress. Back to Rojas. He'll get there.
I mean, and that's the thing. He's producing at the plate.
Yeah.
In this series, he was 6 for 12 with 2 RBIs. Exactly what they need. And now you mentioned he needs to get those everyday reps. He's going to now.
Yep.
He's going to be your everyday starting fielder until Brandon Marsh returns, which again, maybe could be within the next 2 weeks. We'll see. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, he's going to get these reps now, and these reps can only help him build on this confidence, because I think he has confidence at the plate now. He just needed a little bit to get going.
Yeah.
And now he is. And I think that's huge if you can have Johan Rojas, especially at the bottom of the lineup. We've been talking all off season and started this season, the bottom of the lineup needs to get going. And if Johan Rojas can kind of continue this into this little road stand, we'll figure it out.
It's good stuff.
It's good stuff.
We'll see. I mean, listen, if you're looking at the lineup and you're 1 through 6, and then sometimes you get 7 and 8 contributing, and on top of your 9 guy, come on. You're fine. You're really fine, because the biggest issue at the end of the day is if your top guys aren't contributing, you can't knock the bottom of the lineup for not finding success. And right now, it's pretty cohesive from top to bottom. So it's good things. And I say 9.5 times out of 10, you have an early aggressive start offensively combined with a really solid outing from your starting pitcher, you're going to get a win. This was that 1 out of 10 where that does not happen. it's not going to be an every day, every game occurrence. At least
not.
I hope
we hope
it's not.
Right. We can hope. Let's hope so. I mean, yeah, and still talking about the lineup going from bottom to the top here. The change to have Bryson start bat leadoff. Bryson, what did I just say? Did I say Bryson start? Oh my goodness.
I thought it was like a lead-in pun situation.
Bryson Stott to bat leadoff.
There you go.
There it is. Yeah, he produced again. And he talked yesterday on Saturday after the win that he's been liking it. He's up there with, I think, for most pitches seen so far this season.
Mm-hmm. You're seeing classic, like 2022 era Bryson Stott at bats.
Yeah.
And there is a level of confidence that you see at the plate.
And health. And
I mean, he's ticking all the boxes. I think Saturday was one of his best professional games.
For sure.
Of his major league career.
Correct.
100%. Like offensively and defensively.
3 for 5. Made 2 or 3 really nice plays.
Yeah. Like it's something that, like I said, it was something initially to protect Harper by putting Schwarber after him in the lineup. And in return, you get this like Arsenal trio at the top of the lineup. And it's something it's been really great. They've been really consistent. Top 3 guys, Stott, Turner, and Harper, combined for 15 hits, 11 RBIs. They stole 5 bases. They're aggressive. They had the double steal today. Something that this team loves with their whole heart. It's been really great. And I think Stott's one of those guys that I saw coming into the season. I was like, he had that nerve issue in his arm. And I was like, okay, he wasn't healthy last year, 100%. So coming into this year, it was not a redemption year, but I felt good things coming for him. Like there's a level of confidence that he has now that I think is just going to continue to grow, being trusted with this leadoff spot. And so far it's been paying off for the club. So
and credit to Rob Thompson too, for obviously this has been a big talking point for Rob Thompson over the last few years. And we've talked about it nonstop for the last 2 or 3 years and even basically every podcast so far this season. Shout out to Rob Thompson for kind of trusting Bryson Stott to get up there, because I kind of called for it. I think one of the pods here in this offseason, he was my leadoff hitter, whether people agreed or not. Now here we are. I'm not patting myself on the back, but it's just...
You should.
No, I'm not making these decisions. This is ridiculous. But
Rob must have listened to the pod.
I hope Rob listens to this pod. That'd be amazing. If he's listening today, I'm sorry. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. It's been great. And if the Phillies can continue to have production at the top of the lineup, then I don't know. I'm just stuck up because we'll go back to Friday's game real quick and talk about Zack Wheeler. But before we do that, just again, they go up 6-0 in the first 2 innings. And then the Marlins kind of like keep edging their way back. They scored 2 runs in the 6th. Obviously, they held on because Zack Wheeler was dominant. But this offense you gotta keep your foot on the gas. You got to crush these teams. I want to see a game where they scored 7 runs in the first 3 innings and then scored 7 more in the next 5.
You mean what the Reds did today on the Orioles?
Correct. I would love to see that.
Drop, what was it, 24?
24-2.
24 runs? Yeah, a casual Sunday.
It could be worse. It could be way worse.
It could be way worse. I also would like to see that. And what better way to, test this out? Nice little segue into the upcoming week. First time Phils are heading to Citi Field, facing
the depths of Citi Field,
facing the Mets. We're having war flashbacks to last season.
Yep, and Rob Thompson and Ryan Kerkering were asked about, is there any, it's the first time you see them this year after the devastation that happened last year in the playoffs, and especially a game like today. I loved Rob Thompson. This is wiped away. Mm-hmm. This game is getting flushed. We're moving on. And now they have a big test with the first place Mets right now. So do you want to transition to that? Do you want to hit on... I do want to hit on Zack Wheeler just really fast.
Sure.
The guy is unbelievable. I mean, I guess there's not much to say just because we expect this every single time out for Zack Wheeler, but 13 Ks, second most in his career. Mm-hmm. He obviously coming off 2 starts that he didn't have his command, didn't really have... The velocity was there, but the St. Louis start and Atlanta too, it just wasn't Zack. And to come out wearing the City Connects on a packed Friday.
Yeah.
44-949, the most for the biggest attendance since opening day of 2017.
Every single game this weekend surpassed the prior day.
It's insane.
So Sunday's total attendance was 45,079.
Ew.
4-5. That's a lot of people coming on
for a regular season game in April.
April.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
I mean, I tweeted this out. As soon as I got in here on Friday, I got in here at 4:30, and it was the most people I've ever seen tailgating for a regular season game. Playoffs, it looked like a playoff game.
I love it.
Out here in front of Xfinity and kind of even our parking lots here at the Wells Fargo Center.
Mm-hmm.
It was insane.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to the Phillies fans. What a great turnout, and they saw 2 good games of baseball.
Yeah, I mean Saturday got a little stressful, but you saw 2 wins. We'll take that, but circling back
you should kill this team. God, it was bad.
Yeah. Circling back to Wheeler, though, I think one of the funniest topics that I hear regarding Wheeler is, do you think most people take Wheeler for granted?
Yes.
I agree.
100%.
I agree, because Wheeler's standard is so next level elite that when he is off even a smidgen, just a little smidge, people are like, oh my God, this is the end of the world. It's end all be all. If you think that Zack Wheeler isn't going to go pitch by pitch from a singular game that he struggled for and not make adjustments for the next one, you're crazy.
Correct.
He is a pro's pro. I think it's funny when the best compliment you can give someone is he is a professional baseball player. But in this sense, he does everything he needs to do.
Yeah.
He ticks all the boxes. I'm still bitter he didn't win the Cy Young last year.
And in 2021.
I mean, it's ridiculous at this point. Congrats, Chris Sale, whatever.
I told you, if there was a most improved award, give it to Chris Sale.
Yeah, agreed.
And that's what it was.
Agreed. But it's one of those situations where it's like, Wheeler is so good. He's like God level baseball player. Yeah. And I think he's taken for granted.
Yeah.
He's so good.
And because I think it's like you mentioned, this is what we expect.
Mm-hmm.
Every outing, 7 innings, he allowed 5 hits, allowed two earned, struck out 13. That's what it's come to the expectations for Zack. So yeah, I get where people are coming from, where he has 2 bad outings, but and that's the thing. I didn't see a lot of full, not even panic, but even just concern. But still, regardless, Zack Wheeler, he's the ace. He's going to continue to shine. And now, it was great. His quote after the game on Friday, coming off Christopher Sanchez's 12 strikeout game, there is that friendly competition between these starting pitchers. And that's what makes a great staff. Those are his words, where you kind of go out there and you try to outperform the guy the night before. Mm-hmm. And he did just that, because Christopher Sanchez had a career high 12 strikeouts on Thursday. And the series finale against the Giants. And Zack was like, oh, okay. Yeah. Here's 13 for you. Second most in his career. So
why not?
Which is cool too. What was the stat? It's the first player since Vinny Velasquez. What? I don't know. I can't speak right now. Vince Velasquez's 16 strikeout game. So first pitcher since then to have 13 plus strikeouts and no walks. So Zack in good company with Vinny Velo.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So good. Underappreciated.
And again,
crazy thing to say. And
then you look at Jesus Luzardo today. Yeah, he allowed 8 hits. All of them were scattered. He got everything he wanted today. And again, he continues to impress. He is fantastic. And I've loved every single one of his starts so far. Now, transition.
Yes.
Can Aaron Nola get back on track on Monday?
Goodness, I hope so.
They go to New York. If you see what Jesus Luzardo did, you see what even Taijuan Walker, we hinted on the shoulder soreness for Ty. Hopefully he'll be okay. Mm-hmm. I'm assuming he will be. He assumes he will be. But he was pitching great too. He only allowed 1 hit through 4 innings there. And then he gets pulled obviously with a little shoulder soreness, but yeah, can Aaron Nola bounce back on Monday is a huge deal. So it's Aaron Nola, Tyler McGill on Monday, Christopher Sanchez, Griff Canning on Tuesday, and Zack Wheeler and David Peterson on Wednesday. Zack returns to Citi Field. Obviously, he's pitched well there. He's struggled there as well. But long story short, Aaron Nola needs to get back on track. He needs to see what these guys did this weekend and take that into Monday and have a heck of an outing against the Mets.
I want a Nola win so
Tone
badly.
setter.
And I know that you can sit here and, again, we're saying we're not pressing the panic button. Nobody's freaking out about anything yet. Nola's a warm weather pitcher, all the cliches that you can go down the line with, this rotation. But, you're going into dreaded Citi Field. Everyone knows how the season ended last year. Nola 0-4, 6.65 ERA right now. They're numbers that you don't expect. Going back to expectations, that's something you don't expect out of Nola.
And it's numbers that we've never seen before from Aaron Nola.
Yeah. So having a little bit of faith in one of your longest tenured players, someone who will go down as one of the best starting pitchers in Phillies history, stat-wise, I fully believe that he is going to bounce back. I do, because he's given us no reason to doubt him. I will double knock on that. But yeah, just go out and get a win.
That'd be nice.
Go out and get a win.
And that's the thing. On Tuesday, they have the stopper and Christopher Sanchez, which me and Sean Kane talked about in the last podcast. So even if you don't, please, but get a win. Don't go to 0-5.
No.
That'd be, it's completely unlike Aaron Nola.
Absurd.
And
it'd be absurd. For that reason alone, I'm going to say he's going to go out and
let's do it.
He's going to lock down.
It's got to be a huge tone setter on Monday. It's going to be an exciting series. It's going to be so much fun.
I think it is going to feel, again, we joked about this when the Dodgers came to town a few weeks ago, that it's, playoff energy. Is it possible to have playoff energy this early in the season? I mean, it's April. What are you talking about? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you can. Especially when you're going to division rival. Again, I know I'm talking about it a lot, but it's the wound that never heals. How last season ended. You want to start off on a good note.
Yeah.
But I want more than a good note. I really want this. I want the narrative tomorrow in a positive way to be Aaron Nola won this game for the Phillies. I think that would be a huge boost to his confidence. I think that would be a huge sigh of relief. And we had a lot of arms that were utilized in today's game. So the bullpen is going to be depleted. So look at it that way. Do it for the pen, Nola.
Do it for the pen. Do it for the pen.
And for my mental well-being.
Correct. I mean, and the Mets, they're coming off a 4-game sweep of the Cardinals. They had an exciting win on Saturday with Francisco Lindor's walk-off grand slam, or not grand slam, but it was just a homer. But
yeah, don't hype him up.
Yeah, no.
He doesn't need any extra hype.
You know what the grand slam? You know what the grand slam came from?
Yeah. Ouch.
Yeah, that one sucked.
Told you it's war flashbacks.
Correct.
It really is.
Correct. And go out there and if they want to give standing ovations to Juan Soto, sure.
Very original.
What? And I can't say what I want to say, but we'll see. Go in there and quiet that crowd though. They're riding the high. Like I said, coming off a 4-game sweep of the St. Louis Cardinals, a team that the Phillies just lost to a 3-2. And now you sit here and look at the standings. They're 15-7. We're 13-9. The Phillies are 13-9. 2 games back. This could be, you don't want to be 5 games back.
No,
you don't want to be 5 games back.
We joked so much with Atlanta's slow start and saying you can bury Atlanta in this division race early.
Yep, the Mets can do the same this weekend.
Same thing.
Yep.
So,
don't let it happen. And it's gonna be so much fun. I'm so excited.
Yeah, should be good.
Yeah,
should be good.
Go get a series win. I will not be here to maybe some people's happiness.
Yeah, this one's going to Europe.
See you in Europe, see you in Paris, see you in Spain. I'll be gone for 10 days here. So I think Corey said he's going to figure out pod schedules. Probably be you, probably be Sean Kane, our good buddy. Maybe even Ben Davis and Ricky can jump on a few. But
we'll see. We also got the NFL draft in here going.
It's going to be a busy week. Who do you want?
Sleep.
Do you know anything? Who do we got?
No.
The Eagles?
My brain?
Correct.
No.
I'm right
We're
there
locked
with you.
in on baseball.
I know it's like that Mike Green? Mike Green? Is that
guy.
His name? The Marshall defensive end? Sure.
I don't think Howie drafts in the first round.
There you go.
That's my guess.
Wow.
I think he trades out.
Okay. NFL Draft Talk, Phillies Talk podcast. Here we go. Yeah, I won't be watching that. I will be tuning in the Phils though, even if I have to stay up till 3 and 4 in the morning. It's going to be like my good buddy, Dave Shaw. Shout out to UK Phillies. I'm going to have the same exact sleep schedule that he has. But yeah, we'll have a good time. I'll visit some friends and family out in Europe. Should be a good time. But how was your Easter, by the way? It was good?
Here?
Yeah, it was good.
We were here.
Yeah.
I mean, Fanatic's birthday.
Shout out.
Got the giveaway today, which was usually it's the kids under 14, but sometimes the media members do get it.
There you go.
It was a Croc inspired Fanatic hat. So the hat looks like the hat that they wore today. It has the Fanatic logo instead of the P.
Sure.
It's the blue cap with the red lid.
Real quick, that should be their alternate hats. They should wear them every time they should wear them every single time they wear the cream uniforms.
Yes, agreed.
Continue.
Unanimous. Yes. But but it's Croc inspired. So there are holes in the hat and it came with gibbets to put in the hat.
Is that a word?
You're the second person who said, "Is that the word?" Am I wrong?
I don't know.
The little charms that you put in the holes on the shoe.
So what kind of gibbets did you get?
It's the Fanatic on the 4x4. I didn't look at them that well. I know that one exists.
Sure.
There's a Phillies P, I think.
Cool.
But there's a couple of them. So you decorate the hat with the jibs.
Nice.
And if it's not a jib, and I am using the incorrect term, it's charms that go on the hat.
Love it.
So I'm excited that I got that.
I'll tell you what.
Happy birthday, Fanatic.
Happy birthday.
Gritty was there, my boy.
There he is, being a menace.
Yeah.
There's a lot of mascots there.
I learned that there are many ones that I did not know existed prior.
Yeah. Was the Hawk there? St.
Yes.
Joe's? Yeah, he was there.
Yes.
Swoop was there.
Swoop
got the loudest ovation.
Swoop was there. Also, Cooper DeJean.
Oh, shout out.
Coop and Swoop.
Whoa.
Guys, it's been a long day.
Happy Easter.
Happy Easter.
It was good. It was good. Yeah, we got my parents are coming up tomorrow, so we'll at least have that. Spend some time with them, and since hey, Phil's our priority, and we're leaving disappointed on a Sunday, but again, it's a series win. Keep adding these up. The
beautiful thing about baseball is that you can go right back out there the next day and right the ship.
Especially when you play your division rival and a team that ruined your season last year. So get a little revenge.
My mental well-being through the winter until we had a Super Bowl.
And I think, and we'll wrap, if you have stopped listening, okay. If you are still listening, shout out. There has to be some motivation for tomorrow and this week.
I don't think they'll ever say it.
Right. They will never say it. But there has to be.
It.
I would hope there is.
I agree.
There has to be. Because it's not like the Cardinals or the Brewers eliminated you.
Go back one more season and talk about Arizona.
Right. It's not like that.
Yeah.
This is a division rival that
I think it just
their fans and everything. Yeah. And
it'll be good. Spence.
You and I talked about Citi Field. Citi Field. Citi Field. I don't like Citi Field.
I don't either. It drives me nuts.
The stadium in a whole is decently nice, but you drive down and it's like muddy and like car shops, body shops. You're like, what? I feel like I'm not where I should be.
No, but, I agree.
All right, we're wrapping this.
I agree.
Phil's take 2 or 3 from the Marlins. I will not be here, but there will be a podcast, I'm assuming, after this Mets series. And then, they go to Chicago. The Cubs are playing well, too. Yeah. So it's going to be another tough series.
A fun road trip. Could be a fun
road trip. Should be a fun one.
Yeah, we'll see.
That's why this one kind of mattered today. But anyway, hey, for Brooke, Destra, I'm Mr. McKercher. I'll see you guys in probably May. But
ugh, gross.
Yeah, May 1st, I'll be back. So,
okay. Well, yeah.
There will be another Phillies Talk podcast soon. Let's land this plane.
Yeah.
Everyone have a good night.
There we go.